Nobody had this on their bingo card. In early December, the internet stopped scrolling when fans spotted Khloé Kardashian casually flirting in the comments of a random high school teacher's Instagram post. Not a celebrity, not an athlete, a regular biology teacher. And suddenly, rumors exploded. The comment was short, playful, easy to miss. But once people saw it, screenshots spread fast. TikTok jumped in. Gossip sites ran with it, and fans started asking the same question. Was Khloé just joking around, or was this the start of something unexpected? Because this moment felt different. Khloé is known for keeping her love life private, especially after years of very public heartbreak. So seeing her flirt openly and with someone completely outside the Hollywood circle caught everyone off guard. What started as one light comment quickly turned into headlines, theories, and full-blown speculation. But was this really a romance rumor, or did the internet turn a harmless moment into a viral story? Because once you see how this all started, everything looks a little different. And it all began with one simple post.
This Saturday I have a staff holiday party and I would absolutely love if you came as my date. If you can't make that work, then maybe Chris can add me to your holiday party.
Okay, let me back up and explain. For those of you who don't know, this is Jacob Myers. He's grown a TikTok following, posting TikToks about teacher life. Obviously, it doesn't hurt that he's a good-looking guy. And he recently posted this video where he was kind of giving a breakdown of his dating profile because, you know, he's looking for love too. Now, Jacob is now shooting his shot, as you heard him say, and asking Khloé to be his +1 to his staff Christmas party. He also joked that if Khloé can't make it to his Christmas party, maybe Chris can add him to the list on hers because he is reportedly going to be in the LA area around the holidays. Call me cheesy, but I kind of love this.
This whole story began quietly, with one Instagram post that wasn't meant to go viral. In early December 2025, a Santa Cruz high school biology teacher named Jacob Myers Norris shared a lighthearted video on Instagram. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't dramatic, it was basically a dating profile style intro where he talked about his job, his love for cooking, and his hope to meet someone who cared about his day. The caption was simple and relatable. He wrote that somewhere out there was a woman who would ask how his school day went. Most people scrolled past it like any other feel-good post. Then Khloé Kardashian commented, she didn't write a paragraph, she didn't hint at romance, she simply replied, "How was your day? Playful, casual, and unexpected." And that was enough to stop the internet in its tracks. Jacob replied almost instantly, clearly surprised. He said his day was great now and asked Khloé how hers was. Khloé responded again, saying hers was great too, even adding a heart eyes emoji. The exchange was public, friendly, and impossible to miss. Within minutes, screenshots were everywhere. Fans flooded the comments cheering Khloé on, telling her to shoot her shot. Others joked that this felt like the start of a holiday rom-com. Even Khloé's close friend Malika Hack jumped into the comments, hyping her up and showing support. What made this moment explode wasn't just the flirting, it was who she was flirting with. Not a rapper, not an athlete, not a reality star. A regular teacher with no connection to Hollywood. By the end of the day, Jacob's post had millions of views. Gossip outlets picked up the story, and one innocent comment had turned into a full-blown rumor. And that's when people started asking deeper questions. Because for Khloé, this wasn't normal behavior, and that's why fans couldn't stop talking about it.
Khloé Kardashian high school biology teacher plot thickens as we find ourselves possibly in the middle of a very beautiful love story. Where we last left off, this high school biology teacher posted this sort of bio talking about himself, saying that he's single, and said in his caption, he just wants someone who will ask him how his day is. Khloé comments, "How was your day?" I'm sure well aware of the fact that we would all lose our minds.
What made this moment stand out wasn't just the flirting, it was who it came from. Khloé Kardashian has never been known for putting her love life on display, especially in recent years. After everything she's been through, she became far more careful, more guarded, and more private. That's why this small Instagram exchange felt so unexpected to fans. For a long time, Khloé made it clear she wasn't interested in dating. She focused on her kids. She focused on work. In interviews, she even joked about being out of the dating scene completely. So seeing her openly engage and keep the conversation going felt like a shift, and it wasn't subtle. Khloé didn't delete the comment, she didn't brush it off, she leaned into the moment. When Jacob replied, she answered back again. When fans noticed, she let it ride. She didn't step in to shut the rumors down, which only made people more curious. Her close circle noticed too. Khloé's longtime friend Malika Hack joined the comments, praising her and encouraging the playful energy. That small detail mattered. To fans, it felt like approval from inside her world, not just a random internet moment. There was also something else. The setting felt real. No red carpets, no filtered selfies, no staged photos, just a normal post from a normal guy. For fans who have watched Khloé deal with very public heartbreak, this felt refreshing. It looked human. It looked low pressure. And that made people root for it. Because after years of chaos in her romantic life, this moment didn't feel dramatic. It felt light. It felt safe. And that's exactly why the internet latched onto it. But once fans started paying attention, things moved fast. Because curiosity quickly turned into full-on speculation. And the internet was just getting started.
Comment section is just overflowing with the same sentiment, which is we want Khloé Kardashian to be with a nice, normal guy. Like, she is, as far as her level of fame, a nice, normal girl who should and could be with a really nice, normal guy, and why not him?
Once the screenshots started circulating, the internet completely lost its chill. What began as a playful comment instantly turned into a full-scale online event. Fans flooded the teacher's comment section, cheering Khloé on and treating the moment like a real-life romantic plot twist. Messages poured in telling her to go for it, calling the teacher lucky, and joking that this was the cutest thing they'd seen all year. Then the memes hit. People compared the situation to a holiday movie, joking that Khloé had found love in the most unexpected place. Others imagined what it would be like for a regular teacher to suddenly attend Kardashian family events. The jokes weren't mean, they were excited, hopeful, and honestly entertained. Even brands joined the chaos. Verified company accounts jumped into the comments, making playful jokes and riding the viral wave. At that point, this wasn't just gossip, it was a moment the internet decided to celebrate, and the numbers proved it. The teacher's posts skyrocketed to millions of views almost overnight. TikTok reaction videos popped up everywhere. Twitter threads broke down every emoji. Reddit users crowned him the luckiest teacher in America. Suddenly, Jacob wasn't just a teacher anymore. He was trending. Media outlets picked up the story fast, running headlines that leaned into the humor and shock of the situation. Some called it hot for teacher, others framed it as Khloé stepping outside her usual dating world. Either way, the internet couldn't stop talking about it. But not all reactions were jokes. A lot of fans genuinely wanted this to be real. After watching Khloé deal with public heartbreak for years, people liked the idea of her finding happiness with someone normal, someone removed from fame, someone who felt safe. That emotional investment pushed the story even further, because once fans start rooting for a narrative, it takes on a life of its own. And soon, the internet wasn't just reacting anymore, it was rewriting the story entirely. And that's when people started asking why this rumor mattered so much. To understand why fans reacted so strongly, you have to look at Khloé's past. Her love life has played out in public for years, and it hasn't been easy to watch. Khloé was once married to NBA player Lamar Odom. At first, it looked like a fairy tale, but behind the scenes, the relationship fell apart, and the divorce left her deeply hurt and cautious about love. Then came Tristan Thompson. That relationship became one of the most talked about chapters of her life. It was on and off, emotional, and filled with broken trust. Even after having children together, the drama didn't stop. Each new headline chipped away at Khloé's confidence and made fans more protective of her. Eventually, Khloé walked away for good. After that, she made a clear choice. No more chaos. She focused on raising her kids, building her brand, and staying out of the dating spotlight. In interviews, she openly admitted she had stepped away from intimacy and didn't feel the need to rush into another relationship. That honesty changed how people saw her. Fans didn't just see a reality star anymore. They saw someone who had been hurt and was protecting her peace. So when Khloé flirted, even lightly, it felt meaningful. To many, this wasn't gossip, it felt like hope. A normal guy, no fame, no baggage. After years of watching Khloé deal with public heartbreak, fans wanted a happy ending for her, and this moment fit that fantasy perfectly. That's why people cared. It wasn't about the teacher, it was about what he represented. A fresh start, a softer chapter, a break from the past. And once fans emotionally connect to a story like that, they don't let go easily. But as the fantasy grew, reality was about to step in, because not every viral moment turns into a real relationship. As the story spread, fans didn't just react, they started imagining. Online, people joked that this felt like the plot of a holiday movie. A famous woman, tired of heartbreak, meets a kind, normal guy right before Christmas. No fame, no drama, just good vibes and fresh energy. The nickname stuck fast. Comments called it the real-life hallmark moment. Others said it was the most wholesome Kardashian headline in years. Suddenly, the teacher wasn't just a guy in the comments. He became a symbol, a regular life, a calm relationship, a break from chaos. Media outlets leaned into it too. Headlines played up the humor, calling it hot for teacher and framing the moment like a rom-com setup. Gossip sites joked about Khloé swapping courtside seats for classroom vibes. The internet ate it up. Fans imagined what a date would look like. TikTok creators joked about Khloé attending a school holiday party. Others pretended to cast the story for TV, saying this was the kind of plot everyone secretly loves. Even casting agents noticed. According to reports, the teacher started getting messages from reality shows and entertainment producers. Once the story went viral, what began as a simple post had turned him into an overnight internet character. But the fantasy wasn't really about him. It was about Khloé. Fans wanted to believe she could step into a softer chapter, one without headlines, trust issues, or public embarrassment. A love story that didn't feel loud. That's why the rumor grew legs, because it wasn't just gossip, it was wishful thinking. But internet fantasies move faster than real life, and while fans were busy writing the ending in their heads, the real story wasn't playing out the same way. Because when the noise died down, reality told a different version.
Here's the newest update. The teacher responds to that saying, please come to my staff holiday party with me. And if you don't want to come to that, then I'll come to a holiday party with you. He said his family won't stop asking, his group chat won't stop asking, his students won't stop asking, so he's gonna shoot his shot.
After the jokes, the memes, and the movie-style theories, it was time for a reality check. Despite how big the story became online, the actual facts were much smaller. Yes, Khloé commented. Yes, there was playful back and forth. But beyond that, nothing official ever happened. The teacher did try to keep the moment going. After the comments went viral, he posted a follow-up video thanking everyone for the support and jokingly shooting his shot. He even mentioned reaching out privately, inviting Khloé to meet up during his school break. The internet waited for the next chapter. It never came. According to follow-up reports, Khloé did not respond publicly or privately. There was no confirmed message exchange, no meeting, no date, no holiday meetup. And that detail mattered, because while fans were building a romance in real time, Khloé stayed completely silent. She didn't tease it, she didn't hint at anything more, she simply let the viral moment pass. Media outlets later clarified that the entire story was based on one Instagram interaction. That's it. No sources confirmed a relationship, no insiders hinted at anything behind the scenes. Even the teacher himself admitted he hadn't heard back. Still hopeful? Still positive, but realistic. This is where the internet and real life split. Online, the story felt huge. Offline, it barely moved. And that's the danger of viral moments. They grow faster than the truth can keep up, a single comment becomes a storyline, a joke turns into speculation, and suddenly people expect an ending that was never promised. In the end, this wasn't a secret romance, it was a moment, a flirty comment, a fun exchange, and a reminder that not everything viral is real. But that doesn't mean it meant nothing, because the internet still had one last question to ask. Was Khloé actually interested, or was she just having fun? Once the dust settled, a different question started to surface. What if this wasn't a romance at all? What if Khloé was simply having a moment of fun online? Khloé has always had a playful side on social media. She jokes with fans, responds to viral trends, and isn't afraid to jump into lighthearted moments when something makes her smile. This comment may have been less about dating and more about enjoying a harmless interaction. And context matters. Khloé has repeatedly said she isn't actively dating. She's focused on her kids, her business, and her peace. That hasn't changed. Flirting, especially publicly and casually, doesn't automatically mean she was looking for anything serious. In fact, some commentators pointed out the double standard. When a woman flirts, it's framed as desperation or intent. When it's playful, the internet still tries to assign a storyline. Several writers even noted that Khloé should be allowed to flirt without it turning into a relationship rumor. That idea gained traction. This wasn't late-night messages, it wasn't secret meetings, it wasn't a confirmed date, it was one comment followed by another. And yet, the reaction said more about the audience than it did about Khloé. Fans were projecting hope, media was chasing clicks, and the moment grew bigger than it ever needed to be. Khloé never corrected the story, but she also never leaned into it. She didn't tease, she didn't follow up, she let it pass naturally, which suggests she never meant for it to turn into anything more. Sometimes flirting is just flirting, a smile, a joke, a brief spark of attention, and in a world where everything is watched, that kind of normal behavior can look shocking, especially when it comes from someone as famous as Khloé Kardashian. But there was one more reason this moment spread so fast, because this story wasn't just about Khloé, it was about why people wanted it to be real, and that explains why this rumor exploded the way it did. This story didn't explode because of what happened, it exploded because of who it involved. Anything tied to the Kardashian name already comes with built-in attention. A single comment from Khloé doesn't stay small, it spreads instantly, jumps platforms, and turns into headlines within hours. That's the Kardashian effect. But there was more to it than fame. This rumor hit at the perfect moment. It was December, the end of the year, a time when people crave feel-good stories, soft romance, and fresh beginnings. A famous woman flirting with a regular teacher fit that mood perfectly. It felt relatable, not glam, not messy, not dramatic, just human. And that's rare in celebrity news. Fans weren't reacting to facts, they were reacting to a fantasy. The idea that someone like Khloé could step out of the spotlight and connect with someone normal was comforting. It made her feel closer, more real. Social media amplified that feeling. TikTok thrives on quick emotions and easy narratives. A screenshot plus a catchy caption is all it takes to create a story. Once creators framed it as Khloé shooting her shot, the algorithm did the rest. Context disappeared, nuance vanished, clicks took over. Media outlets followed the buzz instead of slowing it down. Headlines leaned into humor and shock, blogs repeated each other, and before anyone could ask, is this real? The story was already everywhere. Another reason it spread so fast, it was positive. After years of heavy, dramatic headlines around Khloé's love life, this moment felt light. Fans were tired of pain stories. They wanted something hopeful, so they held on to it. But that's the internet cycle. A small moment becomes a symbol becomes a storyline, and the storyline outruns reality. By the time facts caught up, the rumor had already done its job. It entertained, distracted, and gave people something to talk about. And that's why this story didn't need confirmation. It only needed attention, which brings us to the final question. Was this a flirt, or just a fable the internet wanted to believe? So when everything is stripped back, the screenshots, the jokes, the headlines, what are we really left with? One Instagram comment, one playful reply, and an internet that ran with it. There was no confirmed date, no private messages made public, no secret meetups or quiet romance, just a light moment that turned into a viral storyline because people wanted it to be more. Khloé Kardashian never claimed she was dating a teacher. She never hinted at a relationship. She didn't sell the story. The internet did. And once it caught momentum, it became easier to believe the fantasy than to slow down for facts. That doesn't make the moment fake. It just makes it human. Khloé smiled. She flirted. She had fun online. And in a culture that watches her every move, even that became headline news. After years of heartbreak and heavy narratives, fans were ready to see her in something softer, even if it only lasted a few comments. And that's the key point. This story wasn't really about a teacher. It was about hope. About the idea that something simple could still exist in celebrity life. But sometimes, a flirt is just a flirt. Not a promise, not a plot, not a new chapter, just a moment. And while the internet may always turn moments into myths, this one ended quietly, without drama, without fallout, and without confirmation. So was it real, or was it a fable we all enjoyed for a few weeks? Either way, it reminded people of something important. Even the most famous faces are allowed to laugh, flirt, and move on, without it turning into a love story. And maybe that's the real ending here.